You're listening to the best of the Morning X. You can also catch it on the Morning X podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, or at 99x.com.
Please welcome our next guest, Michelle Wilkins, who's been busy working on the Kurt Cobain case in a bunch of different ways, including a documentary that I thought was fascinating called What Actually Happened to Kurt Cobain. Michelle Wilkins, welcome to the Morning X.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. This is my first radio show. This is very exciting.
Oh, cool.
I'm so happy to see that people still care so much about what happened to Kurt.
Well, if anywhere, it would be here.
Absolutely.
We don't really have any questions, though, so thanks for coming by. We'll talk to you later.
It.
I'm just kidding. We have a lot.
We're so fascinated by this story. I just wanted to ask you, though, about your background. Are you a documentarian? Are you a researcher? Tell us about your background.
You know what? I'm just a podcaster who decided to do this because, Kurt's music changed my life. He gave me punk rock. He kind of, gave me a musical home. And so when I realized that the adults weren't doing this, I thought adults were making sure that his death made sense and that, everything had been checked into and there was an investigation. So when I realized they weren't, I thought, well, okay, I think there's going to be. And that's what we did.
The more you know, right? As you get older and you look back, you go, well, maybe the adults don't know what they're talking about. Okay, I want to start the whole thing with a clip from your beautifully put together documentary, which I did not know a lot of the things in this documentary. You can find it, Google it on YouTube, What Actually Happened to Kurt Cobain. Check this clip out first.
Because we all know that someone who suffers with addiction doesn't deserve to have their murder solved. Right? If you're new to this case, here's a very quick primer. A little Kurt didn't kill himself 101. First up, Kurt Cobain was never suicidal. People seem to want to believe that Kurt wanted to end his life. He didn't. None of Kurt's close friends or family believed he was suicidal until after he died. According to his friends, Kurt was in good spirits in the days leading up to his death, even recording music in his home studio for an upcoming release.
Okay, now that's the crux of this whole thing. The question, did Kurt Cobain kill himself? Now, I've seen stories and Leslie's seen stories. I've seen that all of your research has the case reopened, and Leslie saw the opposite. Where does it stand exactly?
I'm going to hope that, it's reopened within a week or two, but we took our evidence to the Seattle Police Department. And when I say evidence, I mean a peer-reviewed, published paper with 8 different scientists, ballistics expert, handwriting expert, proving that Kurt's death was a homicide. And we had an hour-long meeting with the police chief and some really important people in Seattle. And they came back to us with, cool, good job, but we said it was a suicide, so we're not going to look at your evidence.
So not even a private investigator or anything like, no one's reopened? Because I've seen articles saying that it was reopened, so maybe they're just foreshadowing.
I think they're foreshadowing. I think, cosmically, that's something that's going to happen, but the SPD has said no.
They use this term, and I want to get your opinion on this. Theories are inaccurate disinformation. How do you respond to that?
The SPD said that?
Seattle police have stated that, yes.
So in their email back to us, they said, we appreciate the thought and everything you put into this, but we are standing by our original assessment of suicide. And, again, we're not testing anything. We're not looking at the evidence. So when you look at the things like the blood transfer stain we found on Kurt's jeans means he was moved after the shotgun. You look at those things could be tested by the SPD easily.
Why are they, why are they running from it?
Well, I talked to a 50-year veteran Seattle journalist, and he said they will never admit they were wrong unless we force them.
That's a typical cop thing.
That's part of it, yes.
Because they're in so deep, and this is such a high-profile case.
Yeah.
They don't want to have egg on their face.
Yeah, and can I tell you, too, the original cop who went in and just walked into Kurt's scene, he literally said, this is just a piece of crap, junkie rock star. I don't care what happened. This is a homicide. And he was Don Cameron, very famous detective at the time. He worked on the Bundy case, and he did not care whether Cobain killed himself or not. And nobody was arguing with Cameron at that point.
Can you break down for us, because I've read all of your theories and that it makes so much sense to both of us, so that people listening can understand where you're coming from?
Yeah, absolutely. I had sort of thought at the beginning that maybe, there was a lot of domestic abuse towards Kurt in the relationship, and there are lots of reports stating that. So as I was researching, I thought, well, maybe he couldn't take it anymore. Lots of people in that situation. I mean, people can feel like there's no way out. And so, everyone says, oh, Kurt was depressed, and look at him. He looks sad in all the pictures. And, his lyrics they're really sad.
Well, and all the stomach problems, too, and all the things that he was going through physically.
Yes. Now, he had stomach problems, but 2 years prior to his death, those were long solved.
Oh, they were?
So when you watch, oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, he was on buprenorphine. Somebody's going to correct me on how to say that.
Yeah.
But he had fixed his stomach problems.
I did not know. I thought he was still in pain, and they always use that as one of the reasons why, one of the many reasons why he, quote, did it.
Yeah, and so he had not been in pain for a long time, and he said that publicly. And the interesting thing, guys, is that nobody ever said Kurt Cobain was suicidal until after he died.
Right.
So he could not speak to that. So, all of these things, and you really have to go back and look and go, oh, okay, so this was, April 94. Everything dated after that talks about him being suicidal. There's nothing prior to that, except where he said in an interview, my stomach pain made it so that I didn't want to live anymore. But now I have my daughter. I'm really happy. The stomach pain's gone. He's like eating something as he's saying it, so his stomach isn't bothering him. And so people forget that.
I want to play another clip. Here's another clip. This is Michelle Wilkins. She's been the researcher behind trying to get this case reopened, where some of the stories we've seen that it is reopened are not true. It's not reopened yet. Here's another one of the nuggets that I had no idea about. Watch.
Kurt once wore a shirt that read, "I hate myself and I want to die." When he was asked how literal that was, he said, "As literal as a joke can be." Kurt had a dark sense of humor, but he was not suicidal. Kurt wanted a divorce. Leland Cobain, Kurt's beloved grandfather, had spoken to Kurt not long before he died. Kurt shared that he was planning to divorce Courtney in the near future, something the two of them would have likely discussed further had they gone on their planned fishing trip. After Kurt was killed, his attorney, Rosemary Carroll, came forward to say that he had recently approached her to have documents written excluding his wife, Courtney Love, whom he was planning to divorce, from his will. Unfortunately, Kurt did not live long enough to move forward with his plans to divorce Love, who had been cheating on him and had signed a prenuptial agreement.
Was that public, that he was about to divorce her?
No. So we found out there are recordings they shared an entertainment attorney, which seems a little bit like a conflict of interest to me, but
slightly.
Rosemary Carroll, right, went on record saying Kurt wanted a divorce and he wanted to sign papers taking Courtney out of his will. And this is on YouTube. You can Google it because somebody actually recorded it illegally and put it on YouTube. But that's why we know it exists. And she also said that Courtney had messaged her as well and said, Rosemary, find the nastiest, meanest divorce lawyer you can because Kurt wants a divorce and I'm not going to get anything.
Wow.
So we know that he did want a divorce at the time of his death. Again, things that you're not going to find in a book.
I know we have to take a break, but when we come back, I definitely want to get into all the forensic analysis of why you do not think that he shot himself.
So much. I did not know in your documentary. So well done. Again, Google it. It's on YouTube. I'm surprised you didn't get picked up on any of the streamers.
Oh, thank you. Now we have like 1 million documentary requests.
Oh.
And but not for this specifically. They want to talk about exactly.
The reopening, yes.
All right. Michelle Wilkins is here. Who killed Kurt Cobain? It wasn't him. This is what she says, and she's got a lot more evidence. We'll get into it next. You're on 99X.
The best of the Morning X on 99X. Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. The original 99X.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Listen, it is not too late to stop this. Do not do this. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. It's damn near perfect. It's beautiful as it is. Stop trying to fix what ain't broke. And stop telling me that the tournament isn't the tournament unless the 15th place team in the SEC gets in. Stop jerking with the best event in all of sports, you pigs.
The Jim Rome Show podcast.
What's your beef?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.